All right. I think we're live again on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time here in Asheville, North Carolina. I hope everyone is having a good evening or a good late afternoon, wherever you are watching, wherever you are joining. And if anybody could let me know if my microphone is even working. If you can hear me, give me a sign. Put in the comments. Also, sound, camera, let me know if that all works, and put in the comments where you're joining from. Maybe you're joining from Asheville or surrounding areas, or maybe you're joining from other towns, other city, other states, other countries. Who knows? Put it in the comments. And of course, let me know if you can hear me and see me, if everything is working and not being slow. I have to tell you, crazy story. Not crazy, but it's like whenever it happens to you, you're like, ooh, you know, it's not a secret that we have bears here in Asheville. They're everywhere. And lately, this year specifically, the spring and summer, I hear a lot of people talk about how they seem to see more of them. And we do too. I was doing yoga on my porch. That was probably like a month ago. I was doing yoga on my front porch at about 5:30, 6 in the morning, and I heard two bears jump from, the back of the property th- over the fence and just ran right in front of me. I was probably like 10 feet away from them. They did not bother. And then we did see on our cameras that we also have a mama and cubs visit our property or go through our property as well. And we only saw them on the camera, so they was like, okay, well, gotta be careful because mama and bears are more dangerous, can be more dangerous. Mama, not bear, not cubs. So gotta be careful. And sure enough, yesterday I hear somebody knocking on the door, and it's our neighbor. It's like, what's going on? And she had her eyes like this, and she's like, do not let your kids go play right now, because she knows our kids and the neighbors' kids get together in the evening and they just play on the road, play in the yard. They just like run all over the place. And she's like, do not let the kids out. There's a mama and cubs somewhere here. They were just here right by your front porch. I was like, okay, thanks. And 2 years ago, we had a mama and cubs come to not our property, but the neighboring property behind us, or kind of next to us in the back. It's a little wooded. It's got a little wooded part to it, and so 2 years ago they were hanging out. Not the same, obviously, mama and cubs. They were hanging out there for like a whole day, and sure enough, this year, yesterday, again, they were hanging out at the exact same spot. She was just hanging out by the tree, and the little cubs, and I swear they looked like they were the size of my dog. They was so tiny, and I have a Jack Russell. They were probably a little bigger, but they were just going up and down the tree and hanging out on the branches, and they was super cute. Kind of hard to see, so I didn't really take a good video of them. But yeah, we were having dinner on the back deck last night, and 20 yards, maybe 20 yards away from us, there was this mama with her cubs. But we have, the little, not a little, but chain link fence kind of in the back. So that was, and we were kind of staying away from her. But yeah, that was fun, to have wildlife that close to you. All right, so today I wanted to talk about unwritten rules of Asheville. And when I saw this article come out, probably like a week ago, from at AVL, not Meetup, AVL Today. Here's the website, by the way, if you are local or if you want to learn more about Asheville, what the happenings, all kinds of stuff. you can sign up for their newsletter and you'll be up to speed with them. Great website, great resource. But I got this when I saw this newsletter. It kind of reminded me of one of my videos that I did 5 years ago. I think it was exactly 5 years ago, about you live in Asheville if. So it's very similar, and I wanted to just kind of piggyback on this article and kind of go over it and share with you my thoughts. And if I have anybody who is watching this video right now who is local, who lives in Asheville, or maybe who used to live in Asheville and still is familiar with what I'm going to cover, I would need help. Okay. I would need help. And because I want to give examples and explain everyone what those things mean. So here we go. Unwritten rules of Asheville. Tell us you're from Asheville without telling us you're from Asheville. And it goes, to say that whether you're an Asheville native or relative newcomer, the land of the sky, aka Asheville, has its own set of rules that locals understand to be second nature. And if you're lucky enough to live in 828, 828 is an area code. Here are a few unwritten rules submitted by their readers. And that's what I want to break down in this video for you. So the first one, and by the way, at any point you can put a comment or a question and tell me if you agree or disagree, or maybe you want to add anything. Again, if you're local or if you've been to Asheville before. If you want to add anything, put it in the comments. But here we go. The first one, support local. And me, who is a big supporter of everything local, I support this message, okay? Support local, buy local, drink local, tip, 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 tip. That was one of the readers. Tip the bartenders and servers that run this city. We have a ton of local businesses, local restaurants, coffee shops, of course, breweries, all kinds of places that are locally made. And without support of, not only locals who live here, but tourists, it would be impossible to keep those businesses up. And in fact, some businesses are struggling. A lot of restaurants are struggling. It's hard to keep the employees. It's hard. Some, restaurants lost a lot of their waiters and hosts and stuff like that, a lot of staff, because Asheville is not the most affordable place, as we all know. If you don't, that's the fact. And if you're not making enough money, how are you going to survive in the city and live in the city and work in the city? So a lot of servers, a lot of waiters, waitresses, bartenders, they can't afford to live in the city. They live outside of the city, and sometimes it can be a long drive to get to work. And so without support and tipping them well, or just tipping like decent amount, it's hard for these people to survive. Just put yourself in their shoes. All right, second section. There's a total of 5 sections. Keep it casual. And this is one of my favorites. It is perfectly fine to go out to a nice dinner in flip-flops and jeans and a t-shirt. In fact, if you are too dressed, people will think that you are a tourist. It is so true. I mean, we do have restaurants and places where it's a lot more, it's not so casual. And there is, a dress code is expected, but a lot of places, like in downtown West Asheville, you can just stroll in your flip-flops and a t-shirt, and you'll fit right in. There's no need to dress up. I mean, unless of course you want to, but again, people will think that you're a tourist. Chacos are dressy as long as they are out, as long as they are your town chacos and not your trail chacos. I would want to add to this, not just chacos, but keens. Everyone seem to, either own either a pair of chacos or keens or both, because outdoors is what we do here, and if you don't, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any comments. Better not have any comments. But anyways, it, you see people go to nice restaurants in very dressed down manner, and that is totally fine. And a lot of people have keens, for example, me for one occasion, keens for a different occasion, a little more dress up type of keens, a little more, very casual keens and stuff like that. All right, going on a hike, then going downtown to eat after in said dusty hiking gear is absolutely acceptable. Again, yes. Um, Hi, Tracy. You local, I know. Thank you for joining. Well, I'm going to need your help. Please pitch in and say what you think about those unwritten rules of Asheville. The last one we stopped at is going on a hike, then going downtown to eat after in said dusty hiking gear is absolutely acceptable. I mean, I've seen, like I said, plenty of people do that. I think we've done it. And, yes, local restaurants, great food, amazing food, local, and a lot of local restaurants support local businesses and local farmers. I mean, we've done it. Those restaurants are perfectly fine with you just rolling in your hiking gear. It's just fine. You're gonna fit right in. Am I right? All right. Next one. Next category. Stay right on the roads. If the first car is waiting at the red light, hasn't noticed that it turned green, give them a few seconds before honking. Maybe they are just busy vibing. Yeah, I mean, um, the pace of life here in general is just slower than in other places, in other cities, in bigger cities. And it is not uncommon to just have a line of cars at the red light waiting for somebody at the front, wake up and just go. And nobody will honk. And it's not just a few seconds. I'm like, it's about to turn red again. You better go. Honestly, I do not always have patience, but I'm working on it. Next one, stop trying to turn left on Merriman. It's not going to happen. So, if you don't know, Merriman Avenue is basically a main road in North Asheville. It's right in the middle. Okay. It's a very busy road. And they say that South Asheville is busy and crazy and lots of traffic. At least South Asheville, Hendersonville Road has a middle lane where you can turn from and to. Merriman Avenue does not, for the most part, does not have that. And it can be a nightmare turning left from it, because everyone's going to hate you too, because everyone's going to be standing behind you. There's no middle lane. So that's what it's talking about. And Merriman Avenue, again, is in North Asheville. Do not drive on Patton in West Asheville at 5 p.m. Patton Avenue is a pretty big road. What is it? At least, I want to say 3 or 4 lane one way and 3 or 4 lane the other way. But it is just, it can be so busy. I think what makes it worse for me, I don't know about others. Again, if you're local here, if you want to have your opinion about it, I hate driving on Patton Avenue towards West Asheville, towards Kendler, in the afternoon, late afternoon or evening. Now evening, in wintertime, it will be late afternoon, because the sunset is also in the west, right? And as you drive, that sun is always blinding you. It's horrible. I do not know how people live there and have to drive, if they have to drive west on Patton in the evening or late afternoon. Next one is only monsters drive on Wall Street. So Wall Street, is a little tiny street in downtown Asheville. It is right by Flatiron Building. It's just so cute. It doesn't even look like it's supposed to be driven on. When of course some people do drive. I mean, gonna be honest, I think we did drive on it at least once. But I feel like that street is meant to be just enjoyed and walked on, and not, and that's what I think they're talking about, not be driven on. um let me see if I can pull it up for you, a picture of it. Let's see. Oh yeah. All right, let's see. I'm gonna remove this, and I'm gonna show you Wall Street of Asheville. So here is the um a lot of pictures of it. Let's see. Let me know if you can see it. But oh, come on. Yep. This is Wall Street. This is Wall Street. This is Wall Street. So there's quite a few restaurants there, a few stores. So yeah, and it's very narrow. It's tiny, so you should not drive on Wall Street. Next one, do not tell anybody about your secret free parking spot. And I guess this is in reference to downtown parking mainly, because that, I mean, where else would you struggle to find parking? Downtown, maybe West Asheville. West Asheville is another place. But it's not a secret. I don't know why people make such a big deal about parking in downtown. It's not a secret that we have plenty of garages, plenty of public city garages. And you know what? First hour in those garages is absolutely free. So, and they are cheaper than other garages. So, and there's plenty of them. As I drive to downtown, I don't have a secret parking spot, and I just try to go straight for a garage that's going to be closest to a location where I'm going. I'm not even wasting time circling around and trying to find spot on the street. If I'm lucky, as I go to the garage, I'll get that spot. I'll take that spot, right? You're going to need to have good parallel parking skills, which I do. Um, one of few skills that I have. Anyways, I feel like it's not that big of a deal as people make it sound. Next one in this category, I never go anywhere without GPS, because you never know where traffic is going to back up. Well, except for I-26 and Sweden Creek and that's what I do too. Honestly, I know how to get from place to place. I know how to get to, a lot of showings, a lot of listings that I'm showing, but I use GPS mainly so that it can tell me which route will be quickest to avoid traffic, to avoid standing in traffic. That's all it is. And actually I saw a post on Facebook in one of the realtor groups, national realtor groups. Somebody posted that if you as an agent have to use GPS to drive to get to a showing, you should give up your license or some crap like that. I thought, what? That's just nonsense to me. I use GPS not just for showings, but to go places, because traffic can be bad. Traffic can be backed up, and there is usually more than one way to get to a place that you're going. All right. If you're just joining, put in the comments where you're joining from. If you are like Tracy, who is local, put in the comments, put it in the comments that you're local to, or wherever you're joining from. Country, state, city, neighborhood, whatever you want to put. Say hi. All right. Next category is embrace authenticity and your neighbors. It is normal to see a nun with a mustache riding a bike downtown, scoring tourist with a water gun. Again, if you do not know what this is all about, let me show you. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here's a nun. It's a guy, it's a dude with hairy legs. Usually, I can't see it here, but usually it's a dude on this ridiculous bike who you sometimes see in downtown Asheville. And that's one of those things you never know who or what you're going to see in downtown Asheville. So be prepared, be warned. That's your warning. Next one. You know what? I just realized that I never shared my article back with you. All right. When the next category, embrace authenticity. Never ogle at Ashevilleans you might consider outlandishly dressed or styled. Yeah, it's just feel like in the same category as previously mentioned in the previous category. The next one is respect the queers. You have no idea how much power we have. Of course, it is not a secret that Asheville is, has a huge population of LGBTQ community. How do I say it correctly in English? Representatives, and they're a huge part of our Asheville community. We have parades, and it's just it's normal. It's normal here. It's normal here in Asheville. I don't know about other places, but here it's a big melting pot, and that's what's great about Asheville. And you have no, I feel like you have no idea how much power we have. Comes from the fact that you just don't know, you know, people's backgrounds. You don't know where somebody might work, what position they might have. So just in general, just be respect, not just queers, but uh, everyone, right? You just don't know where people are coming from, what background they have. Just be a good neighbor. All right, next one. Treat the homeless with respect. A lot of us are friends with them, and people do not forget. We do have a lot of homeless people, and it's been a bigger issue lately, and it's such a multi-faceted issue and thing, like that Asheville is, I don't know, dealing. Some people think dealing or not dealing that well, but we have a lot of homeless people, and that is just one of the things that the ABL Today readers wrote. You are allowed to cry in Chicken Alley. All right, honestly, locals, if you are local and you know what this is in reference to, help me out, because I have no idea why. What's the connotation, or like what are they talking about? I know where Chicken Alley is. It's in downtown, and kind of on the northern side, on north side of downtown, and you have a huge mural of chicken right on the corner of the building. But I'm not sure what this is in reference to. So if you're local, if you are watching now, pitch in. And if you are rewatching, if you are watching a replay, I don't know, put it in the comments. Help the girl out. Next category, explore the outdoors responsibly. Friends, do not let friends swim in French Broad River. French Broad River is one of the oldest rivers in the world. It's one of the only a few rivers that, oh shoot, I forgot. It runs like most rivers, 99% of rivers go south to north, and this one goes the other way around. Maybe it's the other way around. Anyways, it's one of the oldest ones. It's pretty. It runs through town and it goes through, to other counties next to Asheville, but it's not the cleanest. Okay. There's always, seems like constantly, a report of abnormally high or dangerously high E. coli levels in French Broad River. So if that needs to be even mentioned, if those, if when I hear this, I'm like, yep, no, I'm not even putting a toe in that river. And I see a lot of people, a ton of people, and I assume they're tourists maybe, and who don't know any better, go tubing on French Broad River, or just go pedal boarding, or just get on the river. And I'm like, yeah, no, Next one is, you must bring your dog everywhere you go. Asheville is such a dog friendly town. There's a lot of dog friendly establishments, restaurants, coffee shops, breweries in Asheville, in and around Asheville. It's totally acceptable to bring your dog everywhere. Next one, leave no trace when hiking, trail running, backpacking, etc. That includes apple cores, orange and banana peels, and of course, toilet tissue. Yeah. I don't know. People are just crazy. What drives me nuts more than anything is not apple cores, because they'll be gone in a week or whatever, 2 weeks. But when people pick up their dog poop, excuse me, and they don't pick up, in the bag it, and just leave it on the trail. It would be, I think, and I might be wrong, put it in the comments if you disagree. I think it is much better to just take a stick and just kind of shove it off the trail, shove it off the path, then put it in the bag, in a plastic bag that's always going to be there, and just leave it on the trail. I don't know what people are thinking, but next one is, wear hiking shoes with everything. Again, it goes back to the same fact that it is perfectly fine to go to a restaurant, a nice restaurant in Asheville, in your hiking gear and your hiking shoes. But yeah, you see people wear hiking shoes with everything. They're comfortable, and you never know when a trail might call your name and you need to go, right? Am I right, or am I right? Next one, do not touch bears. Oh my God. Speaking of bears, I just talked about it in the beginning of this video. Uh, People are crazy. Last year, I think they had to close a portion of Parkway because there was footage of tourists. Multiple tourists tried to feed bears, tried to attract the bears on the Parkway and pet them and take pictures with them. This year, somebody, I think they were teenagers, some young, like very, very young people. I don't even know what happened to that cub. I know it went to rehab, but they tried to pull a cub off of the tree, and then they dropped the cub, and like it yelped and hurt himself or something like that. I couldn't even read the whole thing. I was just so, I can't read when animals are being hurt. Um so the best thing you can do is just avoid wildlife. Do not feed, do not touch, do not try to come close to, especially bears, because if something were to happen and a bear attacks you because they are being defensive, especially if it's mom with cubs, and you get hurt, guess what's going to happen with the bear? They're probably going to euthanize the bear. How's that fair? I mean, that just mm, I can't. It makes me so mad. People are so stupid. Again, if you disagree with this, put it in the comments. I'm always open to other people's opinions and maybe some perspectives that I am blind to right now, right at the second. All right, next one. Do not share your favorite swimming hole, summit, or dive bar without you knowing them really well, and that they too can keep a secret. um yeah, there's a lot of influencers these days. Sometimes they would just share away, and I see in the comments locals will like, stop sharing this spot with everyone else, with the whole world. Understandably so, because we've seen what happened to, what's it called, one of the places it's in Henderson County. uh Gosh, I forgot, but it was completely trashed last year. It was horrible. So be responsible. Next one, always have some gear in your car for spontaneous outdoor activity opportunity. Again, that is why everyone is wearing hiking shoes and have hiking gear in their car, because you never know when a trail might call your name. And it is so easy to just jump on the trail here in Asheville because they are everywhere. You make a cut through Parkway to go to another part of town, and you might just want to stop and pull over and go on a trail. Who knows? That's always a nice bonus and a nice opportunity to have. And last but not least, do's and don'ts of dining in Asheville, North Carolina. Pay attention to ABV percentage at brewery. 3 local IPAs hit different than 3 Miller Lights. I mean, I would say 1 local IPA would be as the same as 3 Miller Lights. If you local again, or if you love beer, if you had to compare, put it in the comments. Let me know. I do not drink beer, unfortunately, anymore because I'm gluten-free. But yeah, I remember. It tastes so good, and it can be so strong, but so good. Next one. Eat at the best restaurants during the weekdays instead of weekends. You know why? Because there's going to be a ton of people. For example, one of our favorite places to go for breakfast is Sunny Point restaurant in West Asheville on Haywood Road. It is kind of, it's very popular with both locals and tourists. And so on the weekend, if you're not there by right when they open, you're gonna just be prepared to wait for like 30 minutes to an hour. That's just the reality. They do have some nice seating area outside, and you can have their coffee, that you will pay later while you're waiting. But I mean, I do not have time to wait for an hour for my table, which is why we go during the week, even during summer, even during the, high season, tourist season. Going during the week, that's the way to go. And, it goes not just for Sunny Point, but other places too. Next one, do not send tourists to your favorite dive bar. At all costs, protect your spots, right? So that they do not blow up, and then you will not be able to enjoy them. That happened to me recently, not with restaurants or dive bars or bars or anything like that. It's a guy who I used to use a lot for surveys. When clients go on the contract and we need a survey, this guy would just, and he would do anything for me because I was sending so much business to him personally. I'd be like, we need it expedited. Yes, no problem. We'll do it. We'll get it done. Don't worry. This last time, I was not even able to get a hold of him. And I have been recommending him to other realtors who were asking about, somebody who can do it quickly. And now that's what I get. I cannot even get him. Anyways, I digress. Almost to the end here. Try out any hole-in-the-wall restaurants. There are some really good ones. Oh, yes. And it's kind of one of those things. Should I share? Should I not? But I feel like they are pretty well known, some of them. I'm going to mention 2, okay? One is, it's not a restaurant. It is a coffee shop. It literally looks like a hole-in-a-wall coffee shop. Let's see. Round Earth Roasters, not Flat Earth Roasters. I'm just kidding. Round Earth Roasters. They are located on Hendersonville Road in South Asheville, and does not look impressive at all from the outside, but they have a drive-through. It's local, and beside having amazing coffee, you know what else they have? Amazing fresh pastries, daily baked, freshly baked, and a lot of them are gluten-free, like their banana bread. Oh my god, it's to die for. It's gluten-free. You would never even know because I've been eating it for years before I became gluten-free, and I was just like, oh, that's nice to be able to continue doing that. So Round Earth Roasters in South Asheville on Hendersonville Road, very close to Biltmore Village. It's like on that end of Hendersonville Road. You're welcome. Another one, again, I feel like it's not it's not necessarily a secret, only locals know, but it definitely looks like a hole in the wall. Gypsy Queen cuisine. Raise your hand if you've been there, if you tried it, if you enjoyed it. It is so, oh my god, it's so good. I actually had an interview with the owner. It's on my channel. If you put in the search Gypsy Queen cuisine, you're probably gonna find it. It's an old interview. So, you know, don't be too harsh. Don't judge me too much. But it's back in the day when I was featuring local businesses every week for a year. Such good meal. Always good meal. Always good time there. It doesn't look, again, very impressive from the outside, from the road. It is on Patton Avenue though. So beware, but you will not regret it. And you're welcome. And we are almost to the end. The last one, I think, let's see. Oh, no, that was the last one. What did we miss? What did I miss? I know I mentioned a few things and kind of added to the list, but if you have anything to add to this list, if you agree or disagree with anything that I said or what's in this article, put it in the comments. If you want to check out AVL Today, this is, you can just can put in the search AVL Today. You can sign up, subscribe to their newsletter. I got it. That's how I even heard about this article that they released. And you'll be up to speed with everything and anything that's happening in Asheville, North Carolina. If you have any questions, if you need help relocating to Asheville, any surrounding areas, surrounding towns, my team and I do just that. And our contact information is down in the description. And I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their beautiful Wednesday. It is a beautiful day today in Asheville. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye.